Hello, everyone. This is your host, Paul Lawrence Van, hosting Wealth Building Academy live stream. And I'm coming to you today with a very important topic, and that one is mindset strategies that work. So that's what I'll be talking about today and sharing some gold nuggets with you on this particular stream. And let me give you a little bit of background on myself for those who are not familiar with me. I grew up in North Carolina. Uh, Started out working in my parents' grocery store at the age of 10. The name of the store was Van's Grocery and Fish Market. And that's really where I cut my teeth in terms of entrepreneurship, leadership, and also being an entrepreneur. And so, one of the things that I've learned over the years is that one must understand money. And I learned about it at the age of 10. And the way the story goes is that I volunteered to work in my parents' store. Mind you, I was not paid to work in my parents' store every day after school. And so I was an unpaid intern. And being an unpaid intern led to me, of course, being graduating from school, get my high school diploma. Then I went on to college, went to the HBCU, Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the oldest HBCU in the South. Got a business and accounting degree there. And then I went into the Air Force as a commissioned officer, and I earned a master's in business and business management from Central Michigan University, then another master's degree from Florida Institute of Technology in acquisitions and procurement. And so I have quite a bit of background. Fast forward, I retired from the Air Force after 22 years of service. I worked in the Pentagon for 12 consecutive years and working in the acquisitions area, budgeting, finance, cost analysis, you name it. And then 1 year on Capitol Hill working for a member of Congress who was with the House Armed Services Committee, again, getting funding from the military, working with the VA, et cetera. So after I retired, I decided I was going to become a motivational speaker, and I did. And one of the first contracts I got was for a 2-month project, and I went speaking in 12 different cities. And then as time evolved, I found myself getting back to the financial side. And today I'm a financial coach and financial strategist. And now I'm going to start talking about this money mindset that everyone needs to be aware of. So let's first of all talk about what is a mindset in the first place. And what it is a person's view of the world around them. It's what they perceive life to be, and it's different for everyone. And so, how do we transition to a money mindset? And I'll get to that. But before I get started, I'm going to talk to you about a few things that do in fact, involve mindsets. And I use this chart called the nature of mindsets. And part of it consists of habits of mind. And habits of mind is things that we always do. Sometimes when we look at our mind, we are operating off of a subconscious mindset. And 95% of people operate off of this particular subconscious mind. And so, what we have to do to transition to really get better at being more conscious of our mindset is that we have to really transform ourselves and have an open mind for this to happen. That's the only way, and I mean the only way that we can transition from having a solid, we've always done this mindset, to one that is open to new ideas, new concepts, and others. And then the other part of the nature of mindsets is created by experiences. And we all have different experiences. And let's make a relationship with money. Well, if a person has always worked, and they work, let's say, every 2 weeks or a month, and they receive paycheck, then the tendency is that they may very well, depending on the mindset, spend all of their money. And a lot of it goes back to your youth. If in your youth you did not have a lot of money, you'd be trying to make up for things that you didn't have when you were a child. But experience helps. So a lot of times our mindset is, in fact, created by experiences, and we have to be cognizant of that as well. And remember, a subconscious mind takes into account everything, every experience that we've ever had. And then we have to filter out that which is more conscious to keep us on our P's and Q's, if you will. And then also, mindsets create blind spots. And what I mean by this is Oftentimes, we may have a mindset about a certain thing. It could be in terms of how things are going in our community. And we're all assuming, well, of course things go this way or that way, but in essence, they don't. And so it creates blind spots for us, and it's as if we're caught off guard. And we have to do whatever we can to get ourselves back aligned with that conscious mindset. And all of this leads up to the money mindset. And so I'm getting closer and closer to it. And then a lot of times a mindset can be self-deceptive, meaning that we're thinking that we're actually focusing on the right thing when in essence we're thinking on the wrong thing. For example, I'll give you an example. One thinking and assuming that because they attend college, that once they graduate from college, they're going to get a good job, but that's not going to happen. In other words, unless you take decisive action to make things happen, you'll just basically be a person who graduated with a degree. And in essence, it's not going anywhere. So unless we actually take the action step, nothing good's happen. And again, this is another self-deceptive aspect of the nature of mindsets. Now I'm halfway through with the nature of mindsets. I have a few more to go, and then we're going to really get down into what a money mindset's all about. And then mindsets also shape our lives. We may have grown up, parents and grandparents or guardians, and they raised us in a certain way. And typically we will follow the pattern of which we were raised. There's only a few exceptions that people don't, and that goes for all over the world. And so what we want to do is understand that we all have a unique way that we want to live. And the thing for us to do is to shape and retransition and transform ourselves to be that person who we were created and purposed to be in life. So mindsets do in fact shape our lives. And then it also shapes our world. For example, if we look at a mindset saying, okay, some people believe that climate change is not real, that it's something made up, the weather's always been like this, but mankind has polluted the air. We have fossil fuels all over the place. The ocean is just reeking with plastics and trash, and things are getting really worse. Unless we take steps, and we have time, we can take steps to improve this. Our world is going to be one where there are going to be food shortages, clean water is not going to exist, and those who come up behind us from that legacy standpoint and generational standpoint are really going to have to lead minimalist lives in order to ensure that they are able to breathe and get food and enjoy life the way that we have over the last several years. So shaping our world plays a role when it comes to mindset. But here's the key. A mindset can be developed, but it's going to take some really work. We need to work better and better each day on getting our mindsets aligned with our lives. Because if we listen to every wind of doctrine and we believe everything that anyone says, then we're on the wrong track. We want to be able to develop our own mindset so that we can make better decisions that will yield better results for our lives. So mindset can be developed. And then lastly, when it comes to the nature of mindsets, it can be transcendent, which means one can, in fact, improve upon where they are today and make for a better tomorrow. So let's get into the different forms of mindsets. So let's start out with a what we would call just a normal mindset. Our people are locked in, they're never going to change, they don't want to change. And so that particular mindset is not going to take people very far in life. In fact, it's going to hold people back because you're always assuming that you're living and doing the right thing and making the right decisions for yourself. And as that quote goes, in order to get out of a hole, you have to stop digging. So if one has the type of mindset where they'll never change, then the results in their lives won't change either. It's kind of a reap what you sow type of effect. And then there's the growth mindset. The growth mindset is people who really get out there, they really try hard, and they want to change. They want to transform because they want a better life. And we see it happening every single day. And then we have that mindset of people, again, it's about community. It's about wanting to see the world in a better space. It could very well even be this pandemic where some people want to get the vaccine, they don't have a problem with it. And then others have that mindset, well, we're not sure if this works. The government's trying to control us. Well, all along, people are dying every day and getting infected every day, but it's because looking their perspective and vision of the world is far different than anyone else, especially when it comes to children and wearing masks, etc. So we have that what we call the stagnated mindset, we have the growth mindset, and then we have the global mindset as well. So let's talk just a little bit about the scarcity mindset. As I stated in a Facebook post early in the week, there are six-figure earners, in addition to million-dollar, seven-figure earners, who have a scarcity mindset. In other words, they truly believe that because they make X amount of money, that life is good, is always going to be good, but they couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, they spend every dime and every penny because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. And the Joneses have inherited money. They have multi-million, in some cases, billions of dollars. And let's say the new wealth or new people who are rich, they are spending every penny living in gated communities, buying foreign import vehicles, taking lavish vacations, and not even thinking about tomorrow. And so they typically spend all of their money and they wonder what happened to it because they forget they're going to be taxed on it as well. And if they're managing a business, leading a business, entrepreneurship, then that takes quite a bit of investment dollars itself. So that scarcity mindset could be a person, let's say, for example, they are earning $100,000 a year, and at the end of the year, they're still in the negative. Whereas you find a lady by the name of Osceola, and she grew up in Mississippi, and she stopped school in the sixth grade because she lost a parent. So she started staying with an uncle and aunt. And over the years, she had amassed $300,000. And guess where she had it? In her mattress, like our grandmothers used to do it. And she talked to a banker. She was able to get that money in the bank, and she was getting a little bit up there in age. So she decided to set up money for children to attend Southern Mississippi University. And when the alumni found out about this, they matched her amount, and they provided scholarships for the underprivileged youth to attend that school. But all over the course of her life, she stayed at her uncle and aunt's house, so she didn't have any overhead for that. She never owned a car. When she went to pick up groceries, she would take a grocery cart and bring her food home. She never spent anything on herself, but she had the foresight and what I call a growth mentality, a mindset. And she is, to this day, she's passed on, but to this day, her scholarship fund still helps children to get into college for those who are challenged at having money, depending on whether they're at the poverty level or not. So she's transitioned what could have been a scarcity mindset, never having enough, limitations, and then she took that and made it a abundance mindset. An abundance mindset is where we all need to be. And having that abundance mindset, it lets us know that even though we may not have the money to invest in a class that we know will help us in the long run with our business or our personal life, we find a way to get that money. If it means working extra hours on the job, if it means selling more products and services, if it means collaborating with others and coming up with a partnership, abundance mindset finds a way, and they have a vision that nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop them from doing what they want to do and need to do in order to improve upon their lifestyle. And so that's really what money mindset is all about. Now I'm going to share a few strategies in which you can use to help you to better understand this. How does one position themselves to enhance their mindset? Well, part of it involves the mind, body, and spirit. So in your mind, what you have to continue to do on a consistent basis is just continue to tell yourself, I know that I'm going to be successful. People tell me I'm going to be successful. I always have money. Money actually finds me. And I find the people in my life that can help me to become successful. And this is based on a mindset of abundance and a mindset. If you do it you'll do it through three ways. You'll do it through your character that you have, you'll do it through the discipline that you have, and you'll do it through patience. It takes time to really become financially successful. So when we look at money mindset, we have to continuously and consistently tell ourselves that we can do it. Write it down, make it a goal, put down some money goals, and consistently do it. So another way to do it is provide some creativity strategies. And creativity strategies would be wherever you go, take some money in your wallet, because wealthy people always take money with them wherever they go. And if you go into a restaurant or something like that, leave a really nice tip, because that's another function of what wealthy people do. And then lastly, you can just simply continue to set plans and always be moving forward. Because if you look at what has happened in the past, you'll never get anywhere. You'll be in the quicksands of life. So what you want to do is to be able to, if you get knocked down starting a business, get back up. If you're knocked down 7 times, get up 8. It's going to take that type of mentality, but also these creative ways of doing it. And also when we conduct meditation, when we work on our conditioning of our physical body. So we want to work on the mind, body, spirit. And I add the fourth one, which is the soul too. So never allow anyone tell you that you can't achieve anything. And don't ever compare yourself to anyone else, because it wouldn't be fair to them and it wouldn't be fair to you. Because we were all created with greatness on the inside of us. And this is what Les Brown tells us. And since we are created with this greatness, our potential, unlimited potential, is unlike anyone else. What's for you is for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you. And focus on yourself. Don't look left or right. It's like when I ran on the track team. I never ran and competed against anyone. But there's one thing I did compete against, and it was the clock. And I had to get my mind straight, my body straight, and then I had to really focus and hone in on getting my spirit right as well, because it was me and the clock. The other people that happened to be in the other lanes just happened to be there. I didn't know who they were anyway, but I knew who I was. And that's the same approach that we have to take when we look at our money mindset. Every one of us were created to be wealthy. Now, as I have on my podcast, wealth is more than just money. We also want to ensure, and we should all be financially independent, financially free, being a lender and not a debtor. And we all owe this to ourselves, because we have ancestors who came before us that had even greater challenges than we have today. And because we have it, whereby we can actually go out and make something happen without a lot of people holding us back, it's upon us to not only deliver for them, but to deliver for ourselves and the generation that comes up behind us. So it's very important that we succeed, and we want to not only be able to become debt-free and financially free, but to be able to be wealth builders and leave legacy wealth. And there are many ways to do that, which I'll be talking about on a future session of Wealth Building Academy live stream. And so what I talked about today was looking at mindset strategies that work. What I'm talking about works. It's been researched, and it's actually happened in my life, and those are the people who mentor me as well. And so I want you to have what I have and what others have. And that is to be financially free, to have love in your life. If you love God, if you love your spouse or significant other, your children, your family, your community, and your country, and people in other countries. And if we have different relationships with people, whether it be family, friends, community, we have that. If we have peace of mind, if we have happiness, if we have joy, and if we have a good heart, compassion, and understanding the plight of others, then we would have lived a wonderful life. And it's all predicated on one word: mindset. Mindset, having a good mindset to help move us along. And that's what I wanted to share with you all today. And I really encourage you to have your friends, family, and colleagues to listen to this particular live stream session on money mindset with the host Paul Lawrence Van. My time is up, and I thank you for yours, and I'll see you on the next live stream, which takes place next Wednesday, the first week there in September. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'll see you on each Saturday as well. So it'll be every Wednesday at 1 p.m. and every Saturday at 1 p.m. as well. You'll be able to see it on Facebook. You'll be able to see it on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. Have a great day and weekend, everyone. I'm your host, Paul Lawrence Van, your financial strategist and money mindset expert. Have a great weekend and a great week ahead to each and every one of you. Take care for now. Goodbye.